I'm Khyra Steiner, and you're listening to Elaborate with K. Elaborate with K.
So, hello, welcome back to Elaborate with K. I'm Khyra, and today we have a very special guest. This is my friend Zayd. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, I'm Zayd. Short form documentary filmmaker and senior at Chapman University.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
Congratulations, first of all, for making it to senior year.
Thank you.
It's a good
Thank you.
accomplishment. But yeah, to get started, let's start with what made you want to go into documentary filmmaking?
I've had a unique life growing up, I guess, and I've always had a camera in my hand throughout that life, so I kind of have always been telling little stories through film. Granted, like, they were pretty bad growing up, but I'd like to say it's a little refined now. But yeah, I just kind of had like a unique life growing up, and I wanted to be able to like show something for it. So that's what got me into documentary filmmaking.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That sounds really cool. So, do you think that, like, obviously you said you grew up with a camera in your hand. Did you also grow up watching a lot of documentaries, or?
No, the weird thing is I hadn't. I think during that period of time, I wasn't completely aware of what a documentary was. I was just filming content from my day-to-day life or things I was seeing and stuff like that. So, like, unknowingly, I was recording the content I needed to make a documentary.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's really cool, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so going into working on documentaries, what is your favorite type of documentary to make? Like, do you have a specific topic you like to tackle?
I'm kind of in like the social impact entertainment realm right now. So that's any sort of documentary with like a call to action and some sort of motive, some sort of social motivation or something that's like encouraging people to do something. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I think I want to explore definitely like as many fields as I can, but that one is the one I'm gravitating towards right now.
So that's really cool. So speaking of which, you recently made a documentary that is up for an award.
Yeah.
That's correct. So
Yes.
you want to talk a little bit about that and that
Sure.
experience?
Yeah, so I recently just published my first independent international documentary.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Huge.
Yeah, I went to Ghana in the summer of 2023 and filmed and edited and produced and directed this whole crazy thing myself, where I basically went out there and documented a nonprofit school raising the youth out of poverty through education. It was kind of like a rush to get out there because they were having their 10-year anniversary as well as their first graduating class. So I had to like go, you know.
Yeah.
There's no sitting around and waiting. So I did that, shot that, took a year to edit, and then released it on the 1st of July, I believe. And then not much longer after that, I got nominated for Best Documentary at the Windsor International Film Festival.
It's really cool.
Yeah, thank you.
How was it like doing filming international? Is it very different from what you've experienced doing it here or like first college?
Definitely. For starters, like, I don't speak the language.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a shock. Like so the whole documentary is in English, and the school is like they speak English at the school,
Sure.
and everyone in that kind of area speaks English, but otherwise they have their own dialect, and And so just getting around and talking to people was a little challenging, but it was, it was quite amazing. They're some of the sweetest people I'd ever met. And then it was really safe somehow. So I had film equipment on me, and not once did I feel like, oh no, like this could be dangerous. I shouldn't be out here with this equipment or anything like that. And then, I don't know, like it was definitely interesting to me, and I'm glad I had gone there to do that and have a camera with me to capture such a unique and different lifestyle. It's different than what we see here. So it was pretty amazing.
That's awesome. Was it just you?
Yeah.
And you and your camera?
Me and my camera.
Wow, that's good. That's really impressive. I have watched the documentary. It's very good. Everyone go check it out. I will link it down below. But yeah, that's really cool. So what do you say is the most rewarding part of doing documentary filmmaking? So far, at least.
Well, that's a good question. Most rewarding part of doing documentary, I don't know, man. I'd say it's like, I want to say it's the outcome, like this documentary is meant to create awareness for this organization and to kind of like help them in their journey. They're building a brand new school, so the idea was to kind of like send eyes their way as they're, developing a brand new building with virtually no money. And so like the outcome is maybe the most rewarding part, but I love production and like the whole production side of everything. And so I think seeing that image on the screen is also super rewarding.
Yeah.
To understand and to know like what went into that and what worked, and challenges or anything kind of like went into seeing that image on the screen. That's what I love and almost find almost more rewarding than the outcome.
Okay. No, that makes sense. It's really nice too.
Yeah.
It's like a full circle moment.
Exactly. You're like, I did that.
Yeah. No, I understand. I don't do documentary filmmaking, but I do a lot more like fiction, screenwriting stuff.
Right.
And so I started doing it when I was in high school, and I took a summer class to write a short film, and then there was an accompany filming and editing class that they did the week after the screenwriting class ended. So they picked scripts from our class to film them, and my script ended up being chosen, and then they filmed it and turned it into a short film that was shown at like the LA Student Film Festival.
No way.
And so I got to go watch it in a movie theater and see like written by Khyra Steiner on the
That's
screen.
amazing.
And that was like the coolest thing in the world to me, because that was the first time I'd ever done any like actual filmmaking writing thing.
Right.
Like I had done a little bit of like writing in a Word document or writing short stories growing up, but that was the first time I like wrote it in the right format and had a script. So it was really cool to see that, and I think that's kind of what affirmed my decision and how I decided like, oh, this is something that I'm going to go into when I was like applying to colleges.
That's amazing. I have so many questions. We're gonna flip this interview.
Okay.
No, that's so cool. So were you involved in the production process of it or no?
I was not. So
how close to your vision was the final piece?
It was actually really close. So the way they did it was the teacher that taught the screenwriting class was also there during for the production class. So we had talked to them about like what we were writing and getting notes back and editing and stuff. So they kind of knew what vision we had. And I would say it definitely wasn't like exactly what I pictured in my head because I wasn't there, obviously. But that was, like I said, like that was my first introduction into the world of filmmaking and like being on that side of it.
Yeah.
So I think just seeing it in general, being like that's based off, even if it wasn't 100% what I wrote down, like that was based off of what I wrote, and it was like 90% of what I wanted was there, and I'm sure they have to change a couple things for like budget.
Sure. That's amazing. That's so cool. Damn. And now you're going to be writing a thesis.
I am going to be writing a thesis.
How many pages? 120?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least.
At least. Oh my God. Any ideas?
No. I took my like thesis development class last spring, and I had an idea. I like fully developed it, did like the outlines and all the beat sheets and everything for it. And it's a good idea. Like I like it, but I don't think I like it enough for it to be like my culmination of everything that I've learned throughout college and being like, this is the one thing that I'm gonna have like fully developed.
Right, I get it.
So I'm trying to think of new things and like brainstorming. But I think a lot of like my favorite scripts that I've ever written, I got ideas from just like random things when I like wasn't actually thinking about it and it just popped in my head.
Those are the best.
So I haven't been putting too much pressure on it, but we are starting school soon, so I feel like I need to
it's getting close.
Figure it out a little bit,
I have one thesis idea, and I know we're supposed to come into class on the first day of school with more than one. So I feel you there. I need to come up with at least another one.
I will say I've definitely had assignments where I had to like write log lines or come up with ideas, and I've definitely done them like the day of. Because I feel like sometimes you have that pressure and you're like, okay. Well.
Yeah. No, we have to pitch our ideas though, so I can't like, I'll do this on the first day of school. I have to like design a pitch and like be ready
that is
for
a little
it.
different,
Yeah, it's like homework before school starts.
Yeah. I think that for me, because I do a lot of, obviously what I write is like fiction, it's not real.
Oh really?
Yeah. So I think for me, like a lot of the writing process too is it develops as I go. So I can go in with an outline and idea, and like I can write as 1,000 beat sheets and as many outlines and ideas as I want, but I know that when I go into the actual writing process, that script is not going to be the same as like the notes that I had written down before.
Right.
So
what is the majority of what you write? Like what's that genre or what's the style?
I think I write a lot of drama and coming of age style stuff, just because I think those are the movies that I really enjoy watching. So
that makes sense. You might as well write what you like.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Nice. What was the most recent thing you wrote?
Oh gosh. Fully finished was my feature writing class.
Okay.
I wrote a full feature script.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It took me a whole school year.
Yeah.
But it was about like these 4 people that were just going through really hard times in their life, and they all like met and connected over these like looming deadlines of real life issues that were impacting them.
Okay.
And just kind of showing how their friendship like helped them get through that, and then they all went their separate ways at the end, and kind of showing how like, you know, there's people go on different paths.
Yeah.
And that's just how life is.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Okay, so that was a lot of film talk.
Yeah.
I know you, so you have a lot of interests outside of that too. I know you do surfing and travel, so
I mean, I'm an open book, so what do you want to know?
I don't know. I mean, I guess what is your favorite thing to do besides like working on films, or is that just it?
Photography? I don't know.
Okay.
No,
so
I know.
Still a camera.
Still some sort of image capturing machine in my hand. No, I grew up. I mentioned earlier that I kind of grew up with a camera in my hand.
Yeah.
But that's because like we traveled a lot. So I think from the age of like however old you are in 6th grade, like 12, 13?
I think probably like 12.
12,
11,
right?
12.
Yeah, something like that. So from that age on, I was pulled out of traditional school and became like an online school student before COVID and before it was popular.
You set the trend.
I did. It was actually all me quite a few years back. It took a while to pick up.
Yeah.
But they did the same thing to my sister, my parents did, and we started traveling a bunch, like everywhere. We lived at the time we were living in Maui, Hawaii, and then we moved into a boat still on the island, and then my dad and I sailed that boat across the channel to Oahu, and then we lived on the boat in Oahu, and then moved to LA, and traveled in an RV for about a year while traveling abroad, and then moved to Santa Cruz for a couple of months, and then moved to New York for a couple of years, and then I came to college. Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of moving.
It is a lot of moving, but it's amazing, and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Do you have either a favorite place that you've lived and then a favorite place that you've traveled to?
I'd say Maui was probably my favorite place that I lived, because it was kind of like home, and I learned how to surf there, and it was an amazing time. And then favorite place I traveled to, that's a really hard question. Whoa, hard question to answer. That's crazy. Okay.
It's okay, it's early.
No, I think my favorite place I visited had to be like Costa Rica or Portugal or something like that. Again, because of the surfing, but then like the people and the food. I love food. I could travel the world for food.
Yeah, what's your favorite food?
Mexican food. Like a burrito. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Burritos, tacos, all of that. Empanadas. So good. What's your favorite food?
I used to say barbecue chicken pizza. It's my favorite food.
Okay. That's solid.
I'm obsessed with barbecue sauce.
Okay.
It's my favorite thing in the whole world.
Yeah.
But I think that as I've gotten older, my taste is kind of, I don't want to say developed.
Matured.
I don't know if that's the right word, but I think it's just changed. Like I love Mongolian barbecue. That's my favorite type of food.
So good.
I don't know. Recently, I've been on a salad kick.
Okay.
Like I love a good salad. So either
like, do you make them yourself or do you go to a salad bar?
No, I make them.
Oh damn.
I
Okay.
make them. So yeah,
The real
a little
deal.
like a hooked up salad. I love some chicken tenders in my salad. It's delicious.
Wait, what? Chicken tenders?
You've never tried that?
Like from, I don't know, like a fast food restaurant chicken tenders?
No, I mean...
Like Raising Cane's chicken tenders?
No, not like that. Like they just sell, like they have like frozen chicken tenders.
Yeah.
And you like cut them, you cook them, obviously make them a little crispy, cut them up. put 'em in
Okay,
salad.
alright. So you're making like Caesar salads. Chicken Caesar salads.
No.
No.
Not
Was
Caesar
that
salad.
disrespectful?
No, that's just, I don't know. I like to put like a lot of random stuff in it.
Okay.
Or on my salad.
What's your salad? What is your salad build?
My go-to salad? Okay.
Yeah.
So it starts with shredded iceberg lettuce.
Okay.
It has to be shredded. That's
Okay.
my favorite. And then we do cut up crispy chicken tenders,
Fire.
shredded cheese if I'm at home.
Okay.
If I'm getting it from somewhere, I usually don't get cheese.
Okay.
And then what else do I do? I like cut up cucumbers, mini cucumbers, sometimes carrots. I put broccoli
Okay.
in it, little red peppers,
Yeah.
cut up peppers, and then I'll do bacon bits, onion,
Damn.
raw onion and crispy onion,
Okay.
maybe some little tortilla chips, and then honey mustard salad dressing
Ooh.
with olive oil, salt, and pepper.
Damn, this sounds
And
fire.
then you shake it up.
Oh my god.
Delicious.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go make that
Yeah.
at home. That sounds amazing.
So honestly, I think that salad is my favorite food, which is a crazy thing to say.
That is so sad. Oh my god. No, salads are great, but your favorite of all time?
Well, my favorite right now, like I said, I put on a salad cake. Of all time, maybe pasta?
That's a respectable answer.
Yeah.
Pasta's pretty good. You can't go wrong with pasta.
I have this thing though where like, I have these restaurants that I've absolutely loved,
Mm-hmm.
and 3 of them closed.
Oh.
And so
near home?
Yeah, well, kind of. So one of them was this Chinese restaurant that we went to all the time when I was a kid, and they closed during COVID. And then one of them, me and my mom used to go to the mall all the time growing up, and there was this chicken place in the mall, and they just served like chicken tenders and fries and stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
But they were the most delicious chicken tenders I've ever had in my life, and they closed.
Damn.
And they redid the mall, and then they opened a sushi restaurant in the mall. And it was my favorite place, and it was like pretty cheap, like it was affordable, and I would get it every time we went to the mall. They closed.
Oh my god.
And then
Can't get a break.
a couple, so then last summer, me and my friends went to a brunch spot in Venice, and I had a breakfast burger that had like tater tots on it, and it was so good.
That sounds amazing.
It was so good. And then I was like, oh my god, I want to go back this summer, like when I'm home for summer break. They're permanently closed.
Oh my
and
god.
finally, last year, so my boyfriend and our families go on a trip to Vegas together every summer.
Okay.
And so last summer we had a little date night, and we went to this restaurant in Caesar's Palace, and it was called Trevi.
Okay.
And it's this pasta Italian restaurant. It was delicious. The best pasta I've ever had in my entire life. And we were like, okay, we're gonna go back this year. You know, like we were setting up our reservations.
You're prepared.
They closed.
Oh my god.
So, in conclusion, I am no longer going to like restaurants.
No, you gotta keep liking them.
But I don't. The issue is that none of them were chains.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem.
Right.
But like,
that's so much better though. Like,
exactly.
I'd rather not fall in love with a chain.
Yeah, but I guess there's a lot more risk if it's not a chain.
But that's love, right? I mean,
It's all closed. Yeah.
Wow. How do we get to heartbreaking food stories?
I don't know. I feel like food has broken my heart way more times than
People.
Yeah.
Oh my god, no, I think I've been lucky in that department.
In the food department?
Yeah, in the food department.
Okay.
In the food love department.
Okay.
So I don't have anything bad to say about food.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
I wish I could say the same.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much for coming.
You've
actually been our very first guest
Woo!
for the podcast.
Let's go.
So, congratulations. But yeah, thank you so much for joining. It's been great talking to you.
Thanks for having me.
Just going more in depth.
Sure, this was so much fun.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, well, like I said, I will link your documentary down below. Do you have anything else that you would like to shout out, plug?
No,
promo?
I can't really think of anything. Just go watch my documentary, Empower Ed. Yeah, link below.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming. It was great talking to you. And thank you everyone for watching or listening. And I will see you next Sunday.
And yeah, talk to you next Sunday.
Oh yeah.